Hey guys, how's it going? It's Palclaw here. I'm just bringing an update video to show you what I've been doing lately. I've been leveling a new character and decided I wanted to give Toxic Rain a go. And I also, of course, I love Chaos and Occultation, so I wanted to do that as well. And this is what I've come up with. So it is a CR Occultist using Toxic Rain and Minion supports. So I'll go over the gear and everything real quick. We've got it's Tricurse, and we're also using Aspect of the Spider. So Aspect of the Spider is insane. We're using it in Feeble Curse. We've got Temp Chains on whenever we use a bow attack, and Discipline as well, of course. And we've got a bunch of minions as well to support our damage and buff our damage as well, especially our chaos damage. Nice thing about things like Animated Guardian is that it's and Flame Golem is that it's a good way of scaling your chaos damage. So that's why we're using them. The gear we're using, got a Quill Rain. So this is pretty cheap to get. Like when I bought this, it was less than 2 exalts for a 6-link. Easy peasy. It's really nice because of their fast attack speed, which is what you're really looking for. So in here I've got Void Manipulation, Toxic Rain, Vicious Projectiles, added Chaos Damage, Mirage Archer, and Damage on Full Life. We would swap when you're doing bossing and stuff, swap the Mirage Archer for Vile Toxins. I think that gives you better overall damage. This is an important part of the build, the SNS Chant Iron Circlet. So this lets you trigger a Socketed spell whenever you attack with your bow. And the 2 spells we're basically using are Temporal Chains and Cold Snap. Temporal Chains, really powerful, level 21, and we're also using Enhance on these and Mana Leech. Temporal Chains makes everything move super slow, things attack you super slow. It's really nice. And also your chaos damage, any damage over time effects expires a lot slower on them. Things like that. Cold Snap, it's great damage over time. It drops chilled ground, slowing things down, and it gives you frenzy charges, so it's pretty amazing. Mana Leech is just to cover the biggest problem with this build is your mana sustain, basically. Toxic Rain uses a lot of mana, especially with the Quill Rain. So we've got a Soul Strike Spike Point Arrow Quiver. Just a great overall quiver, huge energy shield amount, nice fast start of our energy shield recharge, some chaos damage, some dexterity, which is important. Stats are also another thing that's really hard to get in this build. Using an presence, this allows us to reserve our. That's the other thing is our Despair Aura free. Gives us some nice chaos damage, some increased damage over time. And Maddening Presence, which makes you take less damage. Really good. We've got an ES chest. Now, this is a 700 ES chest, and these are actually not that expensive at the moment. Especially if you want to get like a 600, 650. That's really cheap with fossil crafting sort of thing. That's made these really cheap. Same with the boots. You can get quite cheap high resist, high energy shield boots now with the fossil crafting, or fairly cheap, or you can do it yourself. But yeah, so in the ES chest piece, so this is a 6-link, and it's basically our minion supports. So I've got Animated Guardian, Flame Golem, and Foul Summon Skeletons, and Raise Spectre. And that's linked with Minion Life to make our minions a bit more tanky. Because when you're getting deep in the delve, they start taking a lot of damage, and Withering Touch is really nice too. That allows your minions to apply Wither, which increases your chaos damage, which is really good. I'm using Unset Ring, which currently got Discipline socketed in it. This ring is just the basic stats, energy shield, some resists, and added chaos damage to attack is nice. Or you can go fast start of energy shield. recharge. Also really nice. Ideally, I would like to swap this for a unset ring as well, with the same sort of stats. Drop the Occultist, and I don't need it. But yeah, same ring, but has a socket would be great. That would allow me to grab a Summon Holy Relic and add it to the build as well, which would be nice for that extra regen. Next is we're using Venomous Weave. So this gives us our aspect of Sparta. Also gives us some nice increased damage with the added chaos damage for each spider web. Just a great pair of gloves. These are pretty expensive. This is probably the most expensive part of the build. If you can't afford these, then you just drop the aspect of Sparta. It's really nice, but not necessary all the time. In there, we've got our Despair and Enfeeble curses linked with Blasphemy, and I've got my Blink Arrow linked there too. Stygian Fire Spelt, just standard sort of stuff. Energy Shield, we've got some strength, cover our strength requirements, and some resistances. Boots, like I said, just ES, movement speed, resists. In there, I've got my casting damage taken setup. So, casting damage taken, Mortal Call, increased duration. And I've also got our Vile Blight. Vile Blight is really powerful with this kind of build, especially when you're using the Spreading Rot jewels. As you can see, whenever I use Vile Blight for 6 seconds, the enemies around me basically take 45% increased cast damage, and that's a more multiplier, so it's pretty insane. So that's why we have that. Yeah, and that's about it for the gear. Flasks, I'm using Dying Sun, of course. Extra projectiles, increase AoE, great. Witchfire Brew, increased damage over time. Really nice, and it's a Stone Nut, which is always good. I'm using a Jade Flask, Anti-Freeze, Mana Flask. Unfortunately, at the moment, I haven't found a way to not have to use the Mana Flask. Toxic range just burns through mana, especially with your insane attack speed. We attack about 6 times per second, so that's what I'm using at the moment. And I've just got some bleed removal and then a Quicksilver Flask with some curse removal, just for that little bit of extra movement speed. One thing in Delves is that it's nice to replace the Vile Blight with. We'll link this with a phase run, just because phasing is really, really good in Delves, because those invincible mobs, when you're going in the darkness, get you out of some tight situations. So, and gems we're using basically Energy Shield, Minion stats, chance to taunt, and chance to blind is what you're kind of looking for. So I've got this sort of jewel here. If we look at a passive tree, we've got this one, so that gives us and our minions attack speed. Minions have a chance of blind. Energy shield, that's the thing. We're using a Spreading Rot jewel. The increased chaos damage that gives a blight debuff. Energy from within to transform these into energy shield, as we're a CR build. And I also have a Watcher's Eye. This is not necessary, but it's really nice. I picked this up recently. So faster start of energy shield recharge and the energy shield regenerated per second for discipline. Really nice quality of life jewel. As for the passive tree, basically standard sort of CR stuff. Grab all the energy shield nodes, grabbing the area effect nodes. These energy shield, come down here, grab the ES and resist stuff. Damage over time nodes. Plan to eventually get these nodes, get these 3 here for increased damage over time. You can grab these cast nodes as well, which I haven't got, which is the next things on my list to get. The energy shield here. Mana reservation nodes and effect. Gas inoculation, come across here. Skill effect. This increases your damage over time component of Toxic Rain. So grab those. Minion damage. This increases our damage and our minions and their life as well. Got some leech for the minions, and so 20% increased damage. That's plus us and our minions. Got this mana node and the jewel socket here. The area effect nodes here. Minion nodes there. We got the curse nodes here for how we get 3 curses. Damage of time chaos nodes here, and the minion nodes here as well, and energy shield here too. A pretty straightforward tree. Grab Zealot's Oath, the mana reservation nodes and aura nodes here. All of these minion nodes, main one's Spiritual Aid, of course. This gives us increases and reductions to minion damage also affect you, and the Spiritual Command, which is the same for attack speed. So those are important ones to grab. You can get this jewel socket, energy shield nodes here. So that's it. And for Ascendancy, we're Occultist, and we've got the Wicked Ward, Vile Bastion, Profane Bloom, and Malediction. That lets us run 3 curses. Defense of this is really good. We've got 9,000 energy shield, good regen, good recharge. We've got the Temporal Chains, Enfeeble, and Aspect of the Spider, and the Maddening Presence. So the damage debuffs are pretty crazy. Animated Guardian. It's using Ambush Charge, Dying Breath for the damage aura. It's got a nearby. It's got a fossil crafted helm, so that gives nearby enemies -9 chaos resistance. So using that, boots are Victoria's Flights for the movement speed aura, and Southbound for a bit of extra damage. Flame Golem, get damage buff for us. That's about it. It's going well so far. No problems really. Going well in the delves. Clearing all the content nicely. Just been doing tier 16 mapping to level up, and soon I'll be trying to go against Uber Elder. So I'll let you guys know how it goes after that, and I'll post up some videos. Anyway, thanks for that. I'll just updating you guys on what's been happening. I'll talk to you guys next time. Cheers.